From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew.
Hello and welcome to episode 217 of the Blind Android Users podcast. I'm Ed Green and I'm here today with my co-hosts Warren Carr, John Dyer, Karine Kawan and Sally Kunduz. But more importantly, we're here with listeners and we're coming to you on Saturday, February the 1st, 2025. This is our first open listener session, a new thing. We normally only do this for celebrations, but we wanted to have listener contributions and participations occasionally in the podcast. We'll also include in this episode an unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra from John, but the main focus is listener contributions. I hope everyone's well. I'm going to go down the list in alphabetical order and introduce listeners and co-hosts alike. And first, I want to ask Ashutosh to say hello. Where are you coming to us from, Ashutosh, and what are you up to?
Hello, I joined first time. I am from India.
And whereabouts in India are you?
From India, Delhi.
In New Delhi. Now, I've been there. I like it very, very much. And what's your Android phone of choice?
Please repeat.
What's your Android phone? What phone do you have?
Samsung Galaxy A33.
Oh, good. You got a Galaxy as well. I had that phone for work. No, I do have that phone for work. That is literally my work phone, the A33.
Nice.
And we've got some co-hosts next. We have I guess John. Are you a co-host? I've got two blind Android users. Is one of them you?
Yes, one of them is me. I am currently logged in twice.
And how are you? And where are you coming to us from? I think everyone probably knows at least where you are, but you may as well say something.
I'm coming from Virginia, and my current Android phone is a OnePlus 13.
And Brian, you're back. Can you hear us? And can you speak? Where are you calling us from? No problem. Bit of an editing job for Warren. Karine Khdood, how are you and what are you up to? Where are you?
First, welcome back, Ed. And I'm doing well. Everything is well here. Well, I'm in Lebanon and I'm using my A55, Galaxy A55.
Excellent. Nice phone. We've got Cliff Miller. Cliff, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Calling from Austin, Texas in the US, and my phone, which is my play phone because I am a technology instructor, is a Pixel 9 Pro.
Excellent. And
that's a good boy. That's a good boy.
Wow. Good or silly. We'll leave that where it is. And for whom do you technology instruct? Do you want to advertise?
I work for the state of Texas for rehabilitation center for the blind. So,
fair enough.
Nice.
Milosh, how are you, Polichki?
Hello. I'm fine, I guess. Yeah.
You sound very sad, very quiet. Where are you coming to us from?
Poland.
Have you run out of peaches? You sound very sad.
No, I didn't, but yeah, recently, like on the 25th of January, was my was my name day. That's something we celebrate in Europe, where everyone has like every name has its. I mean, yeah, every name has its day. So yeah, my sister gave me lots of like uh stuff related to peaches, like peach jam and juices and stuff. Yeah.
You guys in Europe, have every reason to have a holiday now and then. That's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Just to celebrate. That's beautiful. So,
Yeah, that's
happy
great.
naming day for you, my man. Did you have a party?
Uh yeah, I had um cake, but not the peach pie sadly because they ran out of it in the bakery. But yeah.
Ah, so if I were you, you probably should have some cold storage somewhere. You have peaches year round because you love that thing so much, my man. You've got to have it. I'm sure you may still find it in some stores, but very expensive. I don't know where they may be coming from. Maybe South America somewhere. I don't know. I
Oh,
haven't seen any peaches in the stores here in the States. But of course, you
right.
always have a can one. You could
Yeah, I
always
love
get a
them.
can, you know. Yeah, my daughter loves those too. Oh, yeah. So two of you guys have that can.
Like like my sister sometimes makes a cheesecake with peaches. It's so yummy. And then after she takes all of the peaches from the can, I drink the juice and it's so good.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Nice.
Or put it in your tea if you're me. Nice.
Yeah, and I think, as I've said before on here, peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a
Yeah,
factory downtown. If I had my
exactly.
little way, I'd eat peaches every day, sun-soaked bulges in the sand.
Thank you for the
Oh,
rhyme.
I know that one peach a day keeps the doctor away.
That's right. That, by the way, is lyrics from Peaches by Presidents of the United States of America, a band from the 90s.
Yeah, great
Really
song.
good song. Absolutely. Now, Sally, Yanak, how are you?
Well, I'm doing great, and great to see you back again. It's been a while. I'm really missing you on here because I was the only one when it comes to pixels,
Or when it doesn't come to pixels.
Two belly acres, knuckleheaded, knuckleheaded.
Speaking of belly aching, I do have a suggestion for everyone that I posted on the podcast group earlier in the week, and I will make that during this show. Now, Salvis, how are you, and where are you coming to us from?
Hey, I'm great. I'm coming from Latvia. Currently on my S23 Ultra.
Excellent. Now, I have a very important question for you. I need to know a certain word in Latvian, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Can you help? Yeah, can you help me with that?
Yep.
Does anyone want to guess what word I want to know in Latvian? Someone who's not me? How well do
Oh
you
my
know
gosh,
me?
that again, Ed.
Yes. Sally, what word do I want to know in
What do
Latvian?
you expect?
Okay, Salvis, how do you say cheek in Latvian?
Cheeks.
One cheek is vaiks, and two cheeks are vaigi. in plural.
Vaigi.
Yeah,
Vaigi.
vaigi.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Vaigi. I'm very
vaigi.
happy for you.
Or you
Vaigi.
can use diminutive vaidzini. It's like
Vaidzingi.
yeah, it's lovely smaller form.
It's a bit cute. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And we've had another joiner. Let me just scan this list. Emilio, how are you?
It's evening here. This is past 6 p.m. Nigeria, West Africa. Yeah. I'm currently on my Samsung A25 5G. My first and probably would be the last Samsung device. Yeah.
That's a good boy. But actually, no, it's you get a great phone, my man. Getting that phone, but yeah, next time Pixel all the way. Pixel all the
Yeah,
way.
I'm going Pixel all the way, trust me.
No, don't get a Fisher Price. Don't get a Fisher Price.
There's a belly
Ima-
acre. Belly acre.
Yeah. Himalaya, similar question for you. Do you like speak Yoruba or Hausa or any of the other Nigerian languages?
I speak Yoruba, by the way. I'm a Yoruba native.
Okay, good. Sally, what word do I want to know in Yoruba?
Oh boy.
Ed,
Oh
how
boy.
to say
Oh
cheeks in
boy.
Yoruba?
Please.
Cheeks. If I
Yeah.
tell you that, are you sure you're not going to have some tongue? What do I call it now?
Sisters.
Just face cheeks. I like pulling them. So yeah, what face cheeks in Yoruba?
Yeah, cheeks is what we call ereke.
Let me see you
Ereke?
try that, Ed.
Ereke, did you say?
You made it sound like something else. I said ereke.
Ereke?
Yeah, you tried.
Say it again. Say it again for me. I obviously got it wrong.
Oh my gosh.
You tried actually. It's called ereke.
Yeah. Excellent.
Ed, I want to
There
hear you say it.
we go. Ereke.
Oh no, no.
Now
What?
you've added your accent to it, and that sounded something.
Can you hear me?
The
Yes.
guy said Ereke, no. Say
No,
it.
that's not what I said. Ereke means something else entirely.
You were worse than me.
Is that another type of cheek?
Yeah.
So in the lower area?
Yeah.
So
what it's called.
so John and I like the lower. We don't care about
on
the
the
top
face
ones.
cheeks.
You know what I mean? We prefer the other one.
But
Right,
I
John?
usually don't bring that up on the podcast.
Yeah, we don't bring that up, but so just for giggles.
Excellent. I
Oh,
think
boy.
I'm gonna do another scan just to check I haven't missed anybody. Nice. Brian, how are you? Been a long time since Rail.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely. It's because Android is no more supported.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
yeah, sadly enough, because I miss with Vorel. It was a great time.
And you are coming to us from Denmark, are you not?
Yeah, that's right.
I know. What phone are you rocking?
I'm still on a good old Samsung Galaxy S22, ordinary one. But I'm planning to switch either to Pixel 9 Pro or to S25 Plus, I hope.
S25. Like it's no contest. I would say that though.
Okay.
Warren, over to you.
Welcome back home, Ed. We've been missing you, Ed, like the rose misses the sun in the winter time. And so, guys, if you listened to us last week, we had mentioned that Ed's wife wasn't feeling too well and she was back home. And then it happened to be her birthday. I think that was the Friday, last Friday. What date was that? I'm bad with days. And of course, we sang Katie a little birthday song there, a happy birthday song. And so I'm glad to see you, Ed. And of course, we know you're such a belly acher. And I hope, though, that you don't pull poor Katie's cheeks and all of that stuff. Just stay away for right now, if you will. But frankly, welcome back to BAU. We've missed you. How are you doing there? Is it okay?
Yeah, I did. I have been pulling her cheeks extensively. She had, for people who don't know, poor Katie Kins had a couple of strokes before Christmas, rather dramatically. She woke up having the stroke, but it was very, very symptomatic. So it was obvious that it was an ambulance job, and it was a stroke, but she was in hospital for over 4 weeks. And I have a newfound respect for parents on their own who juggle children. Luckily, all Michiko's classmates, friends were very supportive, and we got through it. And happily, Katie Kins is now back home, but is having her cheeks pulled. I have lessened off putting cold things on her cheeks, like beer cans and things like that. I'm not doing that anymore, but I am pulling her cheeks. But thank you very much, Warren. Yeah, it's great to be back.
Thank you for the update. And our prayers with Katie, and I'm very sure she'll recover soon. And just let her know that, we're thinking of her, and she's in our prayers.
Will do.
Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. All right, guys. So this is our very, very first open session for the listeners. This is our first one for 2025. As Ed indicated, and we're so thankful that you guys have joined us. So let's go ahead and talk. It's just an open forum. We're just going to talk about things that matter to us. Things we want to see in the future, especially this year. What are some of the dreams that we have? Let's start with. Does anyone think that we may somehow get a new TTS engine? I know Karen and I are always big time TTS guys. We love TTS engines. Do you think that somehow out of the blue, I highly doubt that someone would actually go out to give us one, but I don't know why I have the nagging or the feeling somehow that somehow somebody's going to bring us a new TTS. I don't know where I'm getting that feeling from, but it keeps nagging and tugging at my heart that we might actually have some new TTS engine. Is anyone satisfied with the TTS state that we have on Android? I know it's a pitiful state of affairs.
I think we're on a tipping point with TTS. There should be a point where all these new 11 Labsy type, even more natural sounding voices than vocalizer and a cappella, which are never that natural sounding anyway, become TTSable, but it doesn't seem to have quite happened yet. So it sort of feels like it should be soon, and when it does tip, it'll be quite good. What they'll have to sort is obviously the lag and all that jazz. But that is what I hope would happen.
Yeah, because I keep thinking that hey, 11 Labs is like a leader in this segment. And I keep hoping, hope after hope, that these guys would somehow give us something, even though, because I was reading something on their site, they were pushing out something for developers, and they have a version that is not you have to pay attention to really notice any difference. And, it kind of, it awakened my hope, thinking that, hey, maybe finally we may get something, but I don't know. Usually people have to be able to take advantage of that. Developers take advantage of that. And of course, they're going to charge some money or whatever to be able to access that. But frankly, I'm looking at the Sarah Play guys. I wonder what it would take for them to, because they have a lot of TTS, different voices, right? They could, speed that thing up a little bit, but I don't know. I've been trying to get them on. Maybe Ed, are they not from the Scottish area, Scotland? I know the last time, I think Sarah Proc was from Scotland. Do you want to get them on here? I've been trying to get those guys, but it seems they never care to respond to my messages. So I don't know what the deal is.
They changed the style of their app, didn't they? And I know they've got Scottish voices. If they are British, I'll have a look. I've got some of their voices, but I've never paid much attention to them. But yeah, I'll have a look. If they're British, I'll try and get them on board.
Yeah, because my thinking is that, I think they understand what we need. And if they could kind of make it a little bit better and also improve the manner in which one installs their voices. I got several of their voices. And frankly, I just don't like the whole idea of installing one after the other. I kind of prefer the way that Acapella does it. You want to install all of your voices and just tap yes and just watch the whole thing get installed. I think I got like 8 or so Acapella voices and maybe more of the Sarah player voices, but I just don't like the experience of installing the voices.
So, I mean, we really need some more players in the game. We really need some more languages supported. Like, for example, my friend Amir keeps on saying that Persian is not really supported. So I think they really need a good TTS engine. So I'm really calling out those famous TTS makers, to make it offline, especially as you said, 11 Labs. They really should make their voices on Android.
Is there support for 11 Labs? I mean, in the Persian language, like if someone has it and wants to read a book with it, do you know?
Yeah, they do.
And what sort of TTS do we think we want? Do we want more of the fast, responsive, eloquency, e-speaky ones, or is it the 11 Labsy ones we want, where there might be a performance compromise?
I think I'd like to chip in this. Look, the thing is, when it comes to TTS, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself only. I love ETI a lot. I don't know why. Now, people have recommended, and I've been trying to find a way to, break away from, I don't know. I didn't start with ETI, by the way. I started with Google TTS and Hogback. Back then, there were no, you don't have any, when you are not exposed to something else, you would think probably you had the best option, And but when I got introduced to ETI, I fell in love with it, and that's it. Right now, I've been trying to move away. I couldn't. I tried using eSpeak for a while. I just couldn't last using eSpeak for 1 hour. I couldn't. And I've even purchased Acapella, and I think I have like 10 voices with Acapella and Vocalizer as well. I've got the UK voices, but all except for the Scottish voices, the US voices as well, all except for the kids' voice in there. And I struggle to, I don't know, maybe when I get a device that's only 64 bits, maybe that will force me to move. But as per what I'm looking for, it would be nice if we can get something, if not exact, maybe close to ETI. I don't know. Some others would find it annoying, but for me, I don't know. I found it responsive. But we all have our preferences and all of that. But for me, I think I love ETI a lot. It's just quite unfortunate what happened to it. But I think one of the major problems why we really do not have much, people, developers, focusing on developing TTS and all of that, probably could be how lucrative is the business of developing TTS engine. I'm just looking at it from a business angle, I was actually speaking with someone last year. I was planning on actually working on some things. I'm an OAP and all of that. So I was trying to work on some programs related to accessibility and all of that. And somebody just called me and said, "Guy, it's not that lucrative. Focus on something that is going to benefit both parties, both those who need something accessible, wise, and those, and sighted as well. So I think the problem would be that maybe it's not that lucrative. So I can speak for myself, that if a good TTS comes out today, if it's selling for $20, I'm going to buy it, but I can also speak for several Nigerians that, in fact, I clash with so many people here who have the mentality of, oh, we should have it for free. Why should they charge for it and all of that? I was actually trying to introduce Cash Reader to someone and was telling the person, no, you have to pay for the app. And I was like, oh, no. So that's I think is where most of the problem lies. How lucrative is it? If a developer wakes up tomorrow and says, oh, I'm developing TTS engine, good enough and all of that, yet there are those who are going to buy, but as well, there are those who are going to turn around and find a way through the back door and, make the work uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is not a word. I can't find a better word right now. But my point is, it's a business, right? But how lucrative is it? Is it going to be subscription based or one-time purchase? A one-time purchase as well. I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying. If it's a one-time purchase as well, if I buy it now, I'm not going to buy it again. So I think the problem could be how lucrative is it? If it's lucrative business, trust me, a lot of people will be piling up to do something. Fantastic. That's my opinion on this.
Well, I want to comment on what you're saying. Actually, you're raising important points here. And for me, I think that what you're saying is so much valid. Well, Android is not iOS. Unfortunately, one of the downsides here is that we have the problem of cracks. And, even Acapella has been a victim of cracking recently. Acapella, which was able to stand against cracking, which was able to do a lot to fight cracking, it was a victim recently due to, I don't want to talk about this type of devs who are just stealing others' efforts. Well, they don't deserve actually talking about them or trying to talk about what they are doing, because everyone knows that they are hurting the community, they're hurting everyone, they're hurting the devs, and everyone wants money at the end of the day. When you do something, you want to get something in return, which is how business works. So if you want to make it not like that, well, actually there will be no innovation. There will be no more development, which is normal, which is the logic actually. But people don't understand this. They just think about things like now. What I'm getting now, I'm getting it for free, okay? And they don't think about the future. They don't think about the people's efforts, which is what they're doing is stealing. We can't say anything other than it's stealing. But because it's easy to be done, and it's like sometimes having an open platform has its negatives, and this is one of the negatives of this open platform that we have on Android. So I can see that TTS engine makers could go to iOS. If there is something new, they could work on iOS, especially after the opening of the operating system for development, TTS development. So I'm not really optimistic currently. Well, there are things that we can hope for. For example, the available now, the available engines that we have, like the Piper project, and there is another project, I now can't remember its name. They have a potential if they are ported to Android, and if they are responsive enough, which is also needs thinking of, are they going to be really responsive, especially on phones that are not flagships? So this is also a point, because for us blind people, we need the TTS engine to be so much responsive. So, but for those to be ported, we need someone to work on them. And I don't know if we have really this type of people who is willing really to do this. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the big players like Samsung and Google. Google, for example, is not doing anything to give us high quality voices. Yeah, we have the voices that we call high quality, but they are so much compressed. We can't say that they are really high quality. And for this reason, actually Google is capable of giving us something really good. But is Google going to do that? I don't think so. And another example is Samsung, which is, yeah, it has some neural voices, but many voices are not available other than on the S series phones. So also this is causing trouble for people who are having phones like the A series phones. And you have an A series phone, Emilio. So actually many people are actually the most selling devices of Samsung are A series phones. So this is also depriving all of those people of the new voices. So I don't know. I'm not very optimistic, but let's see. Let's wait and see. Actually.
So, Emilio made a very important point earlier on, people not wanting to pay for. And I think the reason, though, it probably has to do with the fact that your phone comes natively with a TTS, with this Samsung phone. You do have the Samsung voices there, and if you have some other manufacturer, then it may have Google TTS. So out of the box, we have that TTS engine, and so I can see why someone may feel like, hey, why do I need to pay for another TTS? Because they don't realize that, the reason why they have this is because of this manufacturer give them the Google TTS, which is free. I don't know if it's really free. Always, like they say, nothing is really free. You are the product. So if you get something free, it's not really free in a sense. But so I can see why people may think that. But if you want a premium experience, for example, you are mentioning the ETI Eloquence out there earlier. It's something that we got back in, was it 2014? I want to say it was 2014 when it debuted. And it was a game changer because you now have a more speedy experience because, to be honest, most of the experiences, or the laggy experiences that one experiences on TalkBack or whatever Android, sometimes depends on the TTS engine, and that Eloquence kind of made things different when we had it. And so when it got taken away, now we're back to where we started. Of course, back then we had lots of different other ones, but we had that responsive experience. And so it's not free. And talking about subscriptions and all of that one-time payments. So I happen to be one of those that kind of like the one-time payments, but yet in the same breath, I can see where a developer may be a little bit reluctant, because if I'm just going to be having, $5, and it depends on how many people are buying it. If all you have is 500 people that buy that TTS engine, and let's say 250 of them buy it for $500, what's that come up to? 250 times 5 gives me what, guys? I was lousy at math. Ed,
1,250. It gives you 1,250.
Yeah, so if you only have $1,250, it's going to be a very hard sell to want to continue, because you want to keep updating the app. You want to keep it, up to date with the new APIs that come along with the new iteration of the OS and all of that. So I can see where the problem lies. So if I wouldn't mind paying, either annually for a TTS engine, because it's part of the experience. Without that TTS engine, everything is just nonsense, right? So I wouldn't mind paying whether $10 a year for a TTS or whatever, if it's a good one.
Yeah, and I think with the subscription model, it should incentivize the developer to keep developing the app. What you must check, of course, is that the developer still does develop the app, because they could just carry on taking the money. I don't think a free TTS necessarily is one of those examples where you are the product. So if you look at how to raise £1 million off I use a screen reader, it's easier than a TTS. So you could charge 1,000 blind people £1,000 for JAWS, say, but if you build it in to a phone, you could charge 1 million people £1, and you still get £1 million, don't you? So I think probably what happens is the feature is built into every phone and, nominally costed. Whereas if we were buying, I'll use mobile phone examples instead of JAWS, mobile speak from days gone by, or talks, or some of the other ones. If you're selling to a smaller market, you increase the price. Whereas if it's built in, as Google or Apple have done, essentially everybody, even if you're not using the feature, it is paying that smaller amount. I mean, going back as well to the ETI eloquence point, can you ever wean yourself off it? I certainly never could with a 32-bit device. I tried the other ones. I do now have a 64-bit device, and I've kind of had to. So yeah, you're not going to do it on a 32-bit device. I think you'll always go back to it. But life goes on, and you can survive on a 64-bit device without ETI eloquence.
So I think that ETI eloquence thing, though, is probably because one got used to it using the JAWS on the computer. I know lots of us grew up on JAWS or whatever, and all of that. Now, ironically, for me, I just, ever since eloquence started having problems and got pulled, and I moved on, frankly, I don't miss it. I still use it on my computer, don't get me wrong, but I never have the urge and wishing I could have it on the phone. Maybe because I don't listen to my stuff at breakneck speeds like some do. Maybe that's why. I don't know, but to me, I'm fine, without the eloquence. But I know we've had a very good argument about the fact that there are some people who are hard of hearing, and actually they understand eloquence better, and so I can see where that that need of wanting that particular TTS engine, while it may not matter much to me, but it makes a whole lot of difference to those type of people.
I miss it. I'm not hard of hearing. I really do miss it, but I can't run it. So what am I going to do? Keep on keeping on. Life goes on. Now, I would have eloquence in a heartbeat if I could get it on the S24 or my upcoming S25. But yeah, I do miss it, but I can't use it. So it's fine.
Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight. Let's move on to our next topic, guys, that is kind of dear to my heart, and I think to a lot of us. We talked about this like some 3 weeks ago. John, was it 3 weeks or maybe a month ago? We talked about eBook readers, and especially the part one was focusing on some of the blindness specific eBook readers. And let's talk a little bit about that, because we didn't talk about some of those. I mean, we may talk about them later on, but there's one that I'm kind of looking at that we didn't talk about in our last episode. I think the guy is from London. I don't think we have a demonstration of it on our YouTube channel. I've been thinking about doing something demonstrating that, and I think that's the EVIE. I think that's how it is, the EV or EV. Ed, have you come across that? Ebook reader is kind of the
No,
guy.
I
The
don't.
guy is there in London.
Yeah, no, I don't know it. I mean, I tend to use Easy Reader. It plugs into libraries. If I want a PDF reader like that, I'll sometimes, it's not an ebook reader, but if I have a PDF, I'll plug it into Envision AI. I haven't tried EV, but if you see it, I will certainly see if I can make contact with them, along with Sarah Proc or Sarah Play or whatever they call themselves these days. No, I don't really know it.
Interesting. Yeah. So I've had it for a long time, and now and then I use it. I have so many ebook readers, but that EVIE, ebook reader, I just kind of, he has like nice voices in there, like the Polly voices from Amazon. Of course, if you want those, they're subscription based, and so when 11 Labs Reader came around, I mean, it just blew everyone out of the water. And, Speechify, I'm looking at you. Paying $200 or whatever a year. That is a little excessive in my never to be humble opinion, but of course, they've got to make the money, and I hope that the 11 Labs reader stay free for a while before it goes away. But so the I wouldn't say necessarily that the voice aloud reader, that's the one we didn't talk about, but because it's not blindness specific, the guy dedicate a lot of time to blind users. But the voice aloud reader is wasn't intended just specifically for the blind, but those of us who are blind, we really like it because he pays attention to the needs of the blind. Does anyone use a voice aloud reader? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I use it for reading books.
You find it to
Great.
be something you like or prefer over certain ones? Or how
Yeah,
is
it's
your
my
experience?
only one I use because like it doesn't use online text to speech, so I can like use it on the go, like even when signal is poor.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one thing we were talking about. So there's the downsides about using or utilizing, these online neural voices as to use something that is locally stored on your phone, and that's where the divide is. So my question is, would one prefer the locally one? I know for me, though, I've been using 11 Labs because I have connectivity, very good connectivity. And so I like that real to live audio experience because it sounds like I have a real human reading that book. And so ever since the discovery of 11 Labs, and I tell you, even my wife uses it. She's doing something. She does art, right? And so she's working on something, and her book is playing away. And lately, both she and I have been reading some books from Louis Lamar, and I introduced her to this book called Walking Drum, and it's such a very exciting book. I mean, it's just like a thriller. Takes you to the edge of what's going to happen, and I really enjoy books by that guy. I've been reading lots of that, so I use my 11 Labs reader for that. But other than that, I think for me, I like that real sounding voices.
Well, honestly, I'm also on the 11 Lab side because the voices are supernatural and they can read in any language you can think of, most languages you can think of, in your favorite voice. For example, I choose one voice and it can read English, and if it's spoken Turkish, it can read in Turkish in the same voice and perfect accent. So that's what I like. And of course, this is handy if you have a good stable connection. But if you're on the go and if you need data, if you need to save data, of course, you need some backup to read in local. So AirVoice is a good choice for that.
So is the one you chose, Sally, is that a female voice or is it a male voice?
Well, I'm just still trying to find the best voice possible. Like I got one female voice, which is Hope.
Hey, Warren.
Yeah.
I think from those poly voices you've chosen Sally.
Well, actually, you know what? Ironically, I don't tend to like the female voices.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I got
I
Chris
don't
and
know.
Hope. Yeah,
I
they're
get,
both.
like on
Yeah.
my phone with 11
Mm.
Labs reader, it's Brian.
Mm.
And of course, you guys have heard my TTS engine, like even on my Gemini. I know John said my Gemini voice was boring. I use the default. So, I don't
I
know.
love the default
I
one.
don't like
It's
the
so cool.
women voices sometimes because I find it to be kind of whiny. I just don't.
But the Gemini default one is beautiful.
Yeah. So no, I don't. I seldom use a female voice. On my a cappella, I think I have what's her name, Heather, and it's been the one I've had for the longest. So I got grandfathered into that because it's no longer available on
Oh.
a cappella voices. But I still have it because I had purchased it earlier before they took it down. I don't know why they took it down.
Exactly. Speaking of Heather, it's the very first English voice that I purchased in 2013 when I first installed Acapella. And that voice is still here. I wish that could continue, but thanks God I can still use it. So that's a great voice, but still, yeah.
The only
reading.
problem, though,
Yeah.
Sally, and
Yeah.
you'll agree with me, is that
Yeah.
the Heather that we have doesn't sound like the Heather we used to have.
Exactly. It's
It was very
broken. It's
clear,
broken.
and
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk about neural voices, I mean, that was probably the pioneer of
Mhm.
neural voices because it was so clear, real to
Yeah.
life, and
Yeah.
I don't know what a cappella did. They kind of messed it up. It's now kind of a little bit gurgly, if you ask me.
I remember it was like 2016 when they released an update. It was gone by the
Yes.
wind. I mean, the old, beautiful Heather was kind of getting old.
I know, and here she was, a beautiful girl. I
Yeah.
mean, working with kids in schools, I had them
You
use
know,
it
she's
for.
aging like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I had kids use it for, ebook, like Bookshare. It was what we use for Bookshare as well, and then like you said, 2016, something happened. She graduated, became a matured woman and middle-aged woman, and the voice starts to break down.
And now she's dead.
No, she's dead.
Being honest here, the new, like when I told them, what's happened to the Heather voice? It's no longer as it should, as it used to be. They said, okay, instead you can use the Sharon voice. Oh my God, I don't like that voice.
Oh, thank you. I don't like Sharon too. You know why? Sharon sounds to me like some woman who's smoking or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I mean, I have it, but
The solution was is simple. Tell her to stop.
No, she doesn't stop.
tell us to stop smoking. I don't know. Sharon's a very stubborn girl,
I
and
didn't even purchase it because I don't like how she sounds.
there are certain things that she may be good for if you're a rocker and you like that rock voice. You probably may like Sharon, someone who likes rock and roll.
So I was looking through the voices and I purchased this Australian English Lisa, and well, it's too much Australian. I'm sorry for those folks listening from Australia, and it's so far the accent is really different. So I'm also not using it.
I think my favorite UK voice will always be Daniel. I really like that guy. I
He's
love
good.
it.
So,
I love it.
charisma, yeah.
I like
Vocalizer,
that
right?
deep
Vocalizer.
voice. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just beautiful. A cappella, Daniel. Oh, is it vocalizer? One of
That's
those.
vocalizer.
Yes,
Vocalizer, Daniel. Yeah.
the vocalizer voices, but Daniel is just superb. I like
Yeah,
Daniel.
exactly.
Yeah.
I want
Sounds like a
the
younger brother.
I want the read speaker voices,
Yeah.
like the voiceware on Android.
Which one?
Voiceware, like read speaker. These are like those AT&T old voices, like you had
Oh,
Charles and
yeah.
others. Yeah, now they are like read speaker branded.
Oh, okay. Are they available now on Android though? I know they used to be.
Sadly, they are not.
Okay.
There's like there is only voiceware Korean Yumi for from Xvision, but yeah, you have to buy it, and it's very expensive. Yeah, like very expensive. Not like other Android voices we have.
eBook for us, depends, solely on a TTS engine reader. I mean, yeah, we can still read it with our own screen readers and all of that, but how do you guys prefer using your ebook readers? For me, I just want a TTS readout, and that's why I'm kind of a little bit pissed off with the Amazon messing up the continuous read using the Kindle app. Potato Boy, how do you read yours? Do you use the screen reader or you just allow the TTS readout?
Yeah, I just use like at voice aloud reader because I store my books locally. Like I try to always buy books from where like they don't have any DRM like you have on Kindle or Audible or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, do you use your screen reader to read the book or do you read it using the TTS readout?
Yeah,
Like,
I use it with TTS, so like I lock the screen to not touch
exactly,
something by accident. Yeah,
exactly.
because
And
if you use the
that's my
screen
point.
reader, if you touch something, then it will stop, and you will need to find the thing where the place where you were. And if you use a TTS, you can just press pause and go back there whenever you want, and it will be in the same. It will read the sentence from the beginning, the place where you finished.
Yeah, yeah. And so for me, I like using that TTS readout. And also important for me is that an ebook reader supports the exposure of the text. So, for example, I find some word that I'm not familiar with the spelling. I want to be able to find out what the spelling is. And I think that the read aloud or voice aloud that you're talking about, that has that capability where the the text is exposed to the screen reader.
In that app, I also like the that plugin which you can have, which will sync the progress across your devices, like through your Google Drive or whatever. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, the guy really does some good work. He has that. I think he has the one that could even read like FB readers, or he has that. He has some plugins. I have those plugins to make
Yeah, me
things
too.
easy. Yeah,
He really deserved my money. I don't regret buying that app.
yeah.
It's so
Uh, I-
great.
I've wanted him to come to our podcast though, but I think he doesn't have a good of a vocal thing. So it just didn't work out. But I support that guy. He's a great guy.
But how about like a text interview for accessible Android? Did you ever consider that?
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, we could do that. I will reach out to him again and talk about that.
Yes, like with those who can't like come for some reason, you can do text interviews.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the other thing that I wanted him to address, which is not done right, is the Bookshare integration. Is a little bit of hit and miss unless you know what you're doing. It's hard to fetch Bookshare books from it. So but he seems he's reluctant to do that. So that's another thing.
Oh, we don't have bookshare here, sadly.
Yeah, and that's where Easy Reader comes in because it does dock into those libraries.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. To Easy Reader actually is a very good e-reader. The only thing that I don't like about, like I indicated in our last episode about these blindness specific things, is the fact that they want you to pay in order to read PDFs. And I think it just defeats the whole damn purpose.
So, like, how expensive is Easy Reader?
I mean, it's free to read Daisy. Like if you have a talking book library that it integrates with, that's free. What's not free is syncing across multiple devices, and as Warren says, importing certain types of books.
Yeah, I'm only interested about stuff which is stored locally on my device.
Now, here's the funny thing. They used to have voices that they want you to purchase. Even though you have those voices, it didn't let you use your own local voices, and that was the drawback. And so they finally moved away to where it exclusively uses the Google TTS engine. So if you have Google TTS engine, you don't have a problem with it. The only thing that I wish it would do is to be able to read PDF files, which you have to be a paying member in order to be able to access that.
And it's a subscription, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm out.
Yeah, no, but the other ones though, you don't have to be a subscriber if all you want to read is EPUB books and all of that. You don't have to pay
Yeah,
a dime to use it.
when I buy books, they are mostly PDFs, and I prefer them that way anyway. So.
Oh, you prefer PDFs? I prefer EPUBs.
One of the things we're quite short of, apart from Easy Reader, I think, is Daisy readers on Android, aren't we? I mean, in some ways, if what you want is the audio and you're not bothered about navigation, it doesn't really matter because they're MP3 files. But if you want it as a Daisy book, there aren't many now, are there?
There was something called Kota Daisy Reader, as far as I remember.
There
but not sure if
were.
that's still up.
Was there
Yeah.
Read to Go as well? But
Yeah,
yeah,
but to be honest though, the thing called a Daisy is not a very popular thing. And to be honest with you guys, I don't care about Daisy books. It's not something I want to touch. I'd rather have my
plenty of
EPUB or
people do
PDF.
that. Yeah, plenty of people do though. You know, it syncs audio and text. You've got
I mean,
chapter
it's
and phrase
nice.
navigation. Yeah,
It's
plenty of-
really
yeah.
nice. I mean,
I'd never
and
liked it.
it's especially good when you don't have any physical book readers running on those old Windows CE or yeah. Then I mean, replacing it with an Android app is a great idea.
I mean, Easy Reader will, but yeah. And Kota Daisy, did you say?
Kota Daisy Reader.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
if it
is
still
there
exists.
anything else? I don't know. I mean, there is Smart Audiobook Player, but I think it doesn't do Daisy.
It doesn't. I mean, it will
No.
play. It will play the MP3s, obviously.
Yeah, but it's only
Yeah, but it
audio,
won't.
so you miss
Yeah, it
the
won't.
whole experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so for me, when it comes to an ebook reader, two things are a must, and sometimes I let go of the other one. But so actually, maybe three, because I want the text to be exposed to find out the spellings of certain words, or if you want to use a braille display. And another thing is that chapter support. I want to be able to. I hate, reading nonsensical stuff, copyright, blah blah blah. I don't want to waste my time. I just want to jump to either the introduction or the prologue, or to chapter one. And so I like book e-readers that have chapter support, and then also that TTS readout that we were talking about. Those
I
three
mean,
I want to see in an ebook reader.
Daisy lets you read along. That's the first thing, and it lets you filter out those copyright stuff. It's a built-in thing.
Yeah, so it supports chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really liked. I never really cared about the uh, the Daisy Reader. It's just never been something that I cared about.
I mean, here, if you are signed up uh, in the National Library thing, you get Daisy books by default. So, like, yeah, it's nice to have something that can play them because normally you get like those MP3 files inside will be like A00000 or something. And sometimes they're like, mm, sometimes the music players or whatever will just sort them incorrectly. So, for example, you'll first have chapter 11 and then after a while, chapter 1. So, yeah. And if you have a Daisy player, you don't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I never liked Daisy anyway, so you guys can have it. I don't care
Hello,
about.
hello, hello.
Hey, Dragos, my boy. Oh gosh, you're coming in so late after the party's almost over. What happened? That girl wouldn't let you be, or what happened? Now tell me the
Oh
truth.
no, I
No,
just
no,
had
no.
to
Come
deal
on,
with
tell me the
20.
truth, my boy.
Nah, she's at work. I could have come. I'm just dealing with my stupid Pixel. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
How the
Galaxy all the
Obraj?
way.
How the Obraj?
Hmm?
Obraj, how are the cheeks?
What shit?
You kind of got him lost, Ed.
Hold on. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say chicks in Romanian because Ed
Obraj,
is
isn't it?
so obsessed
Oh,
about
but
chicks.
yes, that is cheeks like face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we are, you
So
see.
you said it right. It's just the context is all wrong.
It's just
This
he
is the
doesn't.
blind Android
Yeah,
users
It's
podcast.
you threw
not
him
my
off.
context. It's his context, not
This is
paying
not the
attention,
blind
John
cheek
Boy.
pullers. Although
You
some
threw
people
him
might
off.
think it's
It's
Yeah.
completely
his
wrong.
context. It's his context that's wrong. My
Why wouldn't it be
context is
wrong when you just
But
ask about? I mean, when he just spoke about girlfriend and then you mentioned chicks, how won't
yeah.
it be?
Exactly,
No,
exactly.
the cheeks are at work. It's fine.
Yeah. There's never a problem with Polichku or Ereke or any other reference to
but
Lagi or any like cheeks are always context.
where
Oh
did
boy.
that obsession with cheeks come from?
He
Yeah,
loves
I don't know.
cheeks.
I
I
just
don't
love
know.
cheeks.
yeah.
Kind of weird.
Just don't do that to some woman.
Not as weird. Not as weird as
idiot.
buying pixels.
I mean, he looks. I didn't buy no damn Pixel. He looks at Warrens and he goes like, that's something we need to see.
He's
That's
a
something I
great-looking
want."
kid.
He looks at your chicks.
Someone's obviously blind.
Yeah. So, well,
Not yet,
Dragos,
not for
you're
me.
just joining us very late. We're almost wrapping this up. How about you tell folks where you're joining us from? I mean, you missed the introduction and all of that good stuff, and what phone is your? Ed, take him down that memory lane, shall we?
Dragos, good to see you here. Where are you coming to us from, and what telephone do you have?
I'm coming from London, and at the moment my flip is being an absolute menace. So I'm coming from the Pixel 7 Pro, and I'm hating every second of it.
I'm not
Every
surprised.
single second of it. I'm waiting for my OnePlus to come, and then this Pixel is getting thrown in the drawer, or the girlfriend can take it as the camera. I don't care. I'm not ever touching it again.
No, they're disappointing phones, aren't they? Fisher Prices. Yes, I don't blame you. And hopefully that OnePlus will come very, very soon.
On my birthday, actually, I paid for delivery, so it comes on my birthday.
Brilliant.
So on the 11th, not too long to wait.
Sounds good.
You have something in your background that goes click, click, click. Dragos, whenever you speak.
That's literally how this phone sounds. Like I've been told it clicks like constant unless I speak quieter, then it doesn't. If I speak louder, it will go do this, and I don't understand it.
Something odd, very odd going on. Yeah, there's something wrong.
Well, what can I say?
Well, so we were talking about this ebook readers. We've talked about TTS engines that we kind of ranted about that, and then we've moved on to ebook readers. What do you prefer? What's your choice when it comes to ebook readers? Do you prefer those that have both the TTS output as well as the on-screen text that's exposed to the screen reader? Or what are some of the features that you want to see in an ebook reader?
See, I like to lock my screen when I read because it ends up in my pocket, and then from there,
Headset, yeah.
It ends up in my pocket. I cook, I clean with a book. I want it to stay speaking even if the screen's locked. Meanwhile, what I do like the leisurely, the reader, voice stream, whatever it's called. You can see the text, but you can also click play and lock it. So I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, so you're like me. I like being able to lock the screen and just listen.
Speech Central's good.
Yeah, Speech Central is very good. Yeah, it is very good. And like I said, for me, it needs to have that chapter support, and Speech Central does, and Ligier also does, and so does the Voice Aloud Reader we were just talking about a little while ago. So yeah, some of these are good ebook readers that we really like.
These days, I'm just using the Sense Player, though. No fuss, no nothing.
Is it any good? I asked because poor Katiekins, after her stroke, her eyesight's gone a little bit. Like, you can still see, but it's really dark. And you wanted to try like a stream or a Sense Player, so I ordered the Sense Player. Do you like it?
As someone who's had both, get the Sense Player any day of the week.
That's what I did because I've had the stream. Yeah.
Get an extra battery, not because it's not gonna last, but because when it feels like it's not gonna last. Like, it usually will last you the whole day. When it feels like it doesn't. And what I like about it, I can use any of my phone's functions. I've got micro G on it, I've got my Google account signed in, I've got YouTube going, I've got Spotify.
And are you doing that as a remote control to your phone, or have you put the apps on the Sense Player?
I put the apps on the Sense Player.
On the Sense Player,
You can sideload stuff onto it.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering how he did it though, whether it was to control the phone or with the apps on.
I do both. I do control my phone when I'm out and about. I do like that feature. I will say the speakers are bloody awful. Don't even touch on that.
But I think the mics are nice.
The mics work, but my flip sounds better. My Samsung mic sounds better. The Pixel, on the other hand, we don't talk about that.
You could have joined from Sense Player here. It would be fun.
I don't have Google Meet on it. And Telegram. Telegram is the one app that I can't get to work properly.
Yeah, because you don't have the touch screen.
Like, it doesn't click. It doesn't matter what I do, it won't click through. It does USB-C video out, surprisingly. So I tried, but the cursor doesn't, the talkback cursor that it has doesn't really move through Telegram. If
Does
that
it
makes
have
sense.
like a normal talkback on it?
It's not normal talkback. It's a skimmed down version of talkback.
Oh, okay. But does it have like a talking recovery, like blind share, for example?
Yeah, but I can't get into recovery, and I'll never be able to. I don't think.
Oh.
But either way, for what I need, my girlfriend got it for me. I didn't ask for it.
Well, this is great. So this Did we have a demo of that Sense player? It's
No, but
sounding
I'm going to do
something.
it with the
Did
Braille
we?
Sense 6 we had. But Katiekin said you should unbox the Sense player when it comes. So
Yeah, what I'm
yeah.
thinking though, I thought Jerry, or maybe it was something else. Jerry
Someone made a
demonstrated.
side
Thinking of
loading
Smart
guide.
Vision 3.
Which one was that,
You're thinking
John?
of the Smart Vision 3. That's what Jerry was
Yeah, but
demonstrating.
someone made a
No,
side loading guide.
he did some other thing, and I'm kind of wondering if that was the Sense player. He says it was running like a watered down version of Android or something. I don't
There
remember.
was
Did the Sense player on his own podcast.
someone did like a side loading apps guide on Sense Player, but I don't remember if it was for blind Android
Yeah, I
users.
think we had Jerry. We had it on
Yeah,
that Jerry did, and we put it on our on our YouTube channel.
yeah, I
Now
remember
that you
watching
guys
that
are
one.
talking about it, yes.
One thing I was going to say we should talk about, I don't know if anyone's played with it. I think it's on the subscription. Has anyone played with the Chat GPT video mode?
Yes, I have. I absolutely love it.
I quite like it too. And it's a bit flaky. I had this thing 6 weeks ago where I couldn't get it reliably to work, but now there is an open camera button that pops up. I used to have to clear the cache to get any video to happen, but
Oh yes, that's happened before to me too.
yeah, it's good,
I
isn't it?
like
Like Gemini
I like
still
the
has it on
screen
the web.
share.
Yeah,
The screen share bit actually works quite well.
yeah.
Yeah, but
What?
Google is rolling out that Ask About that is being beefed up. I think it's rolling out, over the next few weeks. If it reaches your device, you could see it. But I think that we're in for a treat with all of these things. Because Ed, you remember talking on our podcast, we were dreaming about
We
something
were,
like this, and to see that happen, I think it's
yeah.
a dream come true.
And I was asking about Katie Kinsey's cheeks, and I said, "Do they look chubby?" And they said, "Yes, they
Oh
look
my
full and
God!
round."
Oh my gosh!
Hello, everybody.
Uh, hey, bro.
Some more, dude.
Warren, bro.
What happened? I was just
Everybody,
saying,
I hope you're all doing good. Sorry, brother, I'm late to the party. I
you
got
are
guests.
so late.
I got like
You
guests.
owe me a beer.
I owe you everything. You just let me know when.
Oh my gosh! So Ed, you take him down that memory lane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, is it still like a dry spell party thing as usual?
Well, it's
Well,
never dry.
yeah.
He spends his money all on gadgets and phones and
Rubbish gadget
and
too.
doohickeys and such, and
yeah,
he left the people like coming into those events like
and
no
floozies.
food, no drinks, no food, everything. Like it's like we're going like a drought or something. What's going on, bro?
Well, because you came late to the party. That's what happened.
This is a first though. I know I'm
You know,
absent on the last
I
couple of
don't
events.
like buying cheap beer. So maybe like craft beer or something stupid.
It should work.
You guys deserve the best.
Well,
and so-
where I'm from, sorry, no offense, they say beer for sissies.
beer. So beer for my horses, then, right?
I spent most of my life in the military, and beer is a no-go. Beer is
Okay.
beer is another form of like water.
Yeah. Wow.
H2O. Like
Give me the good stuff.
yeah. How's it going with you, with everybody? I hope everybody's doing
Well, so
very well.
we're doing great. So what we had done though is that we had gone around, and Ed was asking everyone to tell us where they're joining us from, and what phone is like their default, or something like that.
Harry, how are you? Where are you coming to us from, and what phone are you using?
Sure thing. I'm Harris. I met Warren at the ice free group maybe what 13, 14 years ago, 13 years ago
A long
maybe.
time ago.
Long time ago. And when I met him, I was somewhere else, obviously. And I'm originally from Iraq. That's Iraq in Arabic. And I spent a few years in Turkey. And I've been settled in Algeria, Algeria. That's the capital city of Algeria. Me and with my family and everybody for quite some years now. My main phone now is OnePlus Ace Pro. That's the 24 gigabit RAM version, 1 TB
Nice.
storage. It's
That's a serious phone.
the Chinese version, but I slapped OnePlus 12R ported software to it, so it's like an original global OnePlus. So it works fine, very fast device, and the battery lasts a lot. And also, it's paired with the OnePlus Watch 2. It's a nice one. It stays for like at least 3 days to 4 days, and it works just fine with the phone. And I'm into wireless headsets and wireless earbuds and wireless what you call them, earbuds, that the ones that don't shove into your ear. And also I'm quite a hobbyist of high definition earbuds as well, so you can ask me about those. Previously I owned an LG V50, and then before that it was LG 3 beta. Before that is a Nokia and a Sony Mini Pro. That's the first Android I had that went to the museum. So
I do like Sony's.
yeah, quite the phones. It was a Sony Ericsson before they divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now the unboxing segment. This is a segment dedicated to the unboxings of phones, tablets, watches, or any hardware device having to do with Android. And now, here's this episode's unboxing.
And we close this episode with John's unboxing of the S25 Ultra.
Hello and welcome to another unboxing. Today I have the S25 Ultra, and I'm just going to quickly unbox it and do a side-by-side with the S24 Ultra, and then just power it up and see what happens. Okay, so got the box here. It's got pull tabs, one across the top, one across the bottom. And I'm just going to lift the top off. So in the lid here, we have the usual sort of cardboard section. When you open it, it's got the books and stuff. It's got a power cable. Let's see. This is just papers. Don't know. Here's the cable. I'll unwrap it just to see the length. I'm gonna guess it's about 3 feet. They don't give us much more than that these days. Alright. Okay, yeah, 3 feet. If you're lucky. Yeah, I guess it's about 3 feet. Put that cable aside. I guess in here, there's a SIM tray ejection tool. Also, as part of that cardboard, get this All right, now we're getting to the phone. It's just sitting in the box. It's kind of a tight fit. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. It feels different for sure. Does it have anything protective? Take that off. Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the back. Well, there's a sticker. That's about it. So, yeah. It says the Samsung logo seems to be more near the bottom. I'm feeling the back. It's got a soft touch. Feels kind of matte, like it wouldn't show fingerprints. It's got the usual 5 cameras, or 5 camera modules, I should say. It's actually just 4 cameras. I think the other is a time of flight sensor, or something along those lines. That's what's on the back. So there's, same as it's been for years, there's 3 camera modules vertically, and then to the right of that 2 more. It's the back of the device. So I'm going to describe the shape. This is completely flat on the front, completely flat on the back, and the sides are completely flat until the corners, and they're rounded corners. So this definitely feels different than the previous version, the S24 Ultra. Along the top, we have a microphone on the right side, and then don't feel much of anything, maybe an antenna near the left side along the top. Down the left side, maybe more antenna lines, but nothing important. Then across the bottom, there's the S Pen. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm just going to take it out. So this S Pen is not a Bluetooth S Pen like it has been previously, which means it does not have a button on. Well, actually, it does have a button on it. Interesting. I'm curious to see what that will do, because it's not going to take a picture in the camera, and it's not going to work with air gestures, but maybe it does something. Okay, and then, so going along the bottom, there's that S Pen, then there's a speaker, then there's the USB-C port, and then there's a microphone hole, and then a SIM tray with the hole on it that you put the removal tool in to get the SIM tray out. And then on the right side, it's, as it has been for a while, volume buttons near the top, and then under those is the power button. I'm going to compare this. I have my S24 here. Man, they feel different. I mean, they're just shaped different. I'm going to put them face to face. This actually, it feels a little more narrow, so not as wide. Let's see how the height is. It might be actually actually no, they're the same exact height. And this is supposed to be thinner, but it's nothing you can tell holding them side by side. In fact, I would have guessed that the S24 Ultra is thinner, but that's just because of having the rounder sides. The sides are not completely flat, so it feels a little thinner. This is also supposed to be lighter. Not something I can tell by holding them side by side. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to press the power button and hold it now. Still holding. There it goes. It just vibrated. So it's a long time to power up. I'm going to try the 3 methods of turning on TalkBack. just to see if they're all still here. Okay, now unlike a Pixel, it's not going to vibrate to let me know it's ready. So I'm just going to guess and place 2 fingers on the screen. Now I'm holding them.
To turn on accessibility mode, continue holding the screen with 2 fingers until you hear a beep.
So I let go of the screen because I want to try the other shortcuts. I'm going to press both volume keys now and hold them.
Press and hold both volume buttons for 3 seconds to use TalkBack.
So I let go of those. Then I'm going to try the shortcut that I actually use. Side key and volume up. Just press them together and release. Don't have to hold them.
Press both side and volume up buttons quickly to use TalkBack. Speak items on screen.
I'm going to do it again to confirm.
TalkBack on. Use volume buttons for TalkBack. Pressing both volume buttons for 3 seconds turns TalkBack on or off. You can select a different function in Settings, Accessibility, Advanced Settings.
Don't know why it told me that. Maybe I confused it by pressing all the different shortcuts.
Don't use button.
I'm going to say...
Double tap to activate.
I guess I'm going to...
Use button.
I'll just say use so I have
Double
something
tap to activate.
set up.
Welcome to TalkBack. Welcome to TalkBack. Page 1 of 5. TalkBack provides Samsung Setup Wizard.
Backed out of the tutorial.
Allow TalkBack to make and manage.
It's asking to allow phone access. I will say
Samsung
yes.
Setup Wizard. Welcome.
And here we are. And let's just do a volume test. Holding my finger on the screen and raising the volume. Let's see.
Accessibility volume set to 100%.
Okay, so it seems to get pretty loud.
English. Welcome. English. Start button. Double tap to activate.
Yeah, so turn this off.
Screen off.
That brings us to the end of this unboxing. Thanks for listening.
All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us.
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to Blind Android Users plus subscribe @groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
And that's it for this week, folks. Thanks very much for listening. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you again when we have another open listener session.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.